sit outside and paint because I like the young kids to come by. But some kids have never seen an artist paint.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of times that's a black artist.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Really, that's what I'm
Artists
saying.
that.
Yeah.
When I was in a Peace Corps, and in my Peace Corps group of 47, I was the only black person. And I picked up some tree and I was like, welcome, man, how are you? Or, you know, I'm Bernie, which was from the other shore, or, you know, at the same, how you know, they would greet me properly, and I was like, you know, my name's Goodbye. And they got like, why is girl speaking English like over here? You look like my sister. I was like, I'm from America, they know black people. You know, so they had never seen. Yeah. And we were in a small town, but even the name teachers were like, I don't know about water, electricity. None of that good stuff.
So yeah, so we're just taking it and leaving it into
We gotta get a footage.
Got some good footage.
Yes, no. Yes.
Oh, you're shooting from the vertical side.
When? Give me a couple of weeks.
I was there, I know we were.
Yes, camera A is rolling.
Camera B rolling. Action.
Hi, I'm Kotabai, and I'd like to welcome you to Genius Recognizes Genius, Creativity Unboxed. I'm here this evening with Mr. James Brooks, artist extraordinaire. He is the owner of Jampercana Art. They are the provider of avant-garde art, premier promotion for artists, socially, historically, and contemporary art. I'd like to welcome you this evening. Thank you for coming. I definitely want to get into talking about your art because I've seen some of your pieces and they are absolutely phenomenal. But I want to go back. You can't talk about where you are without starting at the beginning. So I want to ask you a little bit about your childhood. So where were you born?
I was born in Atlanta, Georgia.
So you're from Atlanta?
I'm from Atlanta.
Like really from Atlanta?
I'm really
No
from
one's
Atlanta.
really from
I'm a Grady baby.
Okay, awesome. And so you grew up here. How did growing up in the city of Atlanta influence your creativity?
Well, during the time I grew up, there were a lot of social issues concerning race and whatnot. So I've always had a voice for something.
Sure.
I speak on things like I see them. And I think anyone has a voice when something is that impacting on society. You take a view, you have something to say. And maybe these things build up in me because a lot of things I paint now, it's like a spillover from then.
Right, so there's residue left from your youth
Yeah,
growing up here in Atlanta.
Right. And I try to make an analogy of then and now. And I do that often in conversation with younger people, explaining to them what they have now. We could.
It's just, and I love that you put the women in the forefront. Yeah. And I don't know if that was on purpose. I mean, the band is it, but if, you know, if you don't have the woman, the generational flow doesn't continue. Everybody has to come through here. Everybody, male, female, have to come through. But women are, you know, our bodies are equipped to bring forth life.
Your cue is action.
So, Mr. Brooks, we're standing here beside one of your beautiful pieces. I saw it on the website, I think, but I didn't realize the magnitude of the size of this piece. And now that I see it in person, I love it even more. The colors are vibrant. Can you give me a little bit of background on this piece and the title, when you created it, why you created it?
The title is called Tending the Magnolia. And in order to understand the title, I imagine I have to make this statement. It's a metaphorical title that sort of shows a vision of mine that there were two magnolia trees growing in the South. One was planted during the period of slavery, I mean.
Okay.
One was planted by the Confederacy, the slave states, to maintain and to perpetuate the enslavement of African Americans. But at that same time, African Americans planted their tree too. It too grew beside this first magnolia tree. They planted this tree to sort of squash this first tree, to choke it out. And they did little small things, and this tree was planted by the ordinary. But the things that they did were small and subtle, but they were still heroes, in my opinion. And this is what I tried to show by the roots, near the roots, the ordinary person, passing torches up, pushing each other up, pulling each other up. And as they grow, as we grew as a people, we became more and more apt because we were in a land, strange land. And this land we called then the land of no way home. And it eventually became generations of toil and labor.
And new slavery is a mental one. I mean, back then it was physical, it was some mental, but right now, I mean, some physical, a lot of it's mental. The physical now is like, you know, I think a lot of young men are stuck in the jobs and I think they have any other option.
Yeah.
I've been talking to my husband about it because he's known I'm gonna work hard, this, we have three slip this. So I was like, you have to work smart. Now, not hard, 'cause we got 5 sons and you leave me with all these kids, I'm gonna get you. So I'm gonna need you to work. But women, you know, our bodies are equipped to bring forth life.
Became our home. And I like to demonstrate that as well in the painting, that America is our home now. And we
It's
take
such
care
a
of it.
powerful piece. When I look at it, I see things from the past and projecting into the future, all the way from the slaves and the tree root system to what looks like our first family currently. And so it's almost a glimpse of what was, of what occurred, and hopefully what's coming for the future.
Yeah, well, there's a blossom there,
Yes.
an unopened blossom. And that is these things that have not occurred for African Americans in America. And I put that in there because Magnolia told me to.
Oh, wonderful. Well, one of the things I wanted to talk to you a little bit about is those who come behind you. And as we talked about earlier, art comes to you. A lot of us, it comes to you at a very young age. What is it you hope to leave? What kind of legacy do you hope to leave for those coming behind you as creative artists in this field? What would you like them to know about art, and what would you like them to know about you?
Knowing about me is just knowing my art. What I paint what I feel.
Philosophy or mantra or something you live by that continues to push you forward in doing your art?
Yeah, something my mother told me that I forgot. Well, not really forgot, to be honest. I just pushed it aside. And it was because I didn't recognize the wisdom in it. She said, don't worry about what other people do. You just do the right thing. So that gives you a whole new aspect of looking at life, you know. It takes away from you the desire for retribution or vengeance. You know, you just still do what you are supposed to do in any given circumstance, set of circumstances. So you keep yourself safe.
Sure.
And in doing that, there's an opportunity to assist other people. And the wisdom of that, I think, is that there's an operation there. Because when you do something good for this person, then this person tells this person tells that person, and pretty soon you have what we call credibility. And that credibility rides you through life.
Right, it carries you through.
Yeah.
I would love to thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your art with us. I'm thoroughly impressed. I had the opportunity to visit with your website and look at a lot of your other pieces of artwork. For anyone looking to purchase artwork from Mr. Brooks, they can go to his website, which is www.jamprianka.com. You're going to edit jampriankaart.com, or you can reach him at jamprianka@gmail.com, or his phone number, which is 678-612-2837. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed this time together, and I
Thank
look
you.
forward to seeing more of your art in the future.
Thank you.
We're gonna do it before the show. Okay, so we're creating a web show that's dedicated to the arts and entertainment and people of the arts. So we essentially are just getting artist stories, especially.
It's his right to do so. But I think it was rather persuasive. He said that, in understanding abortion, the right and wrong of it, he said, well, sure, a woman has the right to choose what grows in her body. Well, I don't disagree with him to that extent, but I think he left that statement unfinished, to my opinion. I think he should have finished with, yet she must be required to make that decision, make that choice at the appropriate time, not after life has begun. You understand? So, but they try to justify it in Roe. They justify that statement, and they justify the idea of abortion by holding to the school of thought that believed that human life did not start until after the first trimester. But isn't that to say that a third glass of water is not a full glass of water? True. But I tell you, I couldn't, when I was coming up, my mother had to read to me poetry in order to get me to sleep. To this day.
If I don't do it tonight when I get home tomorrow, Roger will listen and another person, and we can just talk about it.
Mike, go now.
Carlotta, can you tell him what we're gonna do with this? Cause he asked what we were gonna do with this. Mr. Brooks.
Yeah. Mr. Brooks too?
No. Mike Peterson.
Oh, okay.
There's no friend of mine.
I like that sharp crown. That's Basquiat. Basquiat is my alter ego.
Then you are going on.
He's my alter ego. I was like, oh, out of all the artists I could have painted with somebody, he would be.
Yeah, when we're doing this, Brooks is,
I thought this way then. You know?
I think this is a powerful piece on life and commentary on, yet again, another strong social issues. And I know you say you're not political, but we're coming up on election, and every time there's a major election, this is one of the stronger issues that showed up. And to take something as beautiful as a butterfly and almost crucify it in the artwork, it's a powerful statement. Do you have a title for this piece?
Yes. Synopsis. It's called synopsis.
Wow.
It's a short statement, you know, it's just pointed, you know, this is wrong. And I feel confident in saying this is wrong. You know, the spirit of it has caused abortion clinics to become abortion companies. It's all about a dollar, you know. I imagine soon they may be giving discounts on the second abortion if you patronize the same abortion company. You understand what I'm saying?
So you really do have a social platform, even though you may not call it that. I think you're moving, you know, with what your spirit is telling you to create, but you really are making a powerful statement that's going to affect those who look at your artwork. And Yet again, I want to thank you for sharing and being such a visionary of our times, and I look forward to seeing more of your work. Thank you so much, Mr. Booth.